I am out. So unless anybody is desperate for inspiration,
Ted, I can see you itching your arms and
hell,
neck from here. You're jonesing.
it's gonna be
I
that
was
kind of night. All right, cool.
I was going to because I figured it was going to be easy, but I'm not desperate for inspiration, so please go ahead.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. We returned very solemnly to Seaton in our flying boat, courtesy of Vicaris, who deposited us in the streets of Seaton and then summoned keys to nothing and threw them to no one or to a random person, which is still such a power move that I just had to bring it up again.
It's so good.
This is a good moment.
We went back to we dropped Krellick's body off at the temple to Procon and picked up the two priests that were not recovering from being resurrected. So not Morley. Weirdly enough, Morley is the only name I can remember out of the three. So I could actually check my notes, but it does. We went and talked to the Duke, and he, with the testimony of the two priests, was finally willing to put together an investigation, which he would spearhead personally into the things that we have reported, which now that I say that out loud instead of listening to it twice, does
Mhm.
seem somewhat like a conflict of interest because we do know that that he is sort of on the Brotherhood's payroll, although this is still technically, something they are doing without his knowledge theoretically. So who knows how that'll work out. I'm sure it'll be fine. Uh, when we pressed him about the investigation, he told us about another situation that could use our attention that he was interested in, but is since he is going to lead this investigation into the Brotherhood, he can't take care of it himself, and so he has put the offer out to us to head to a place called the Styes.
Yup.
Yeah,
Fucking
to
awful
look.
name.
Yeah, it really is. To look into the recent execution of a prisoner who had been tried and found guilty of serial murder, and somebody there, one of the nobles there, I think it was, thinks that this individual was instead framed and wanted us to look into it. Is willing to pay 50,000 gold pieces for our report and discretion. Before we headed out, at Vicaris's request, we spent a day uh, in Seaton, sort of un- unwinding a little bit. A lot of people a lot of people being Vicaris and Lucky and Knoll and Yop and Vest. Basically, everybody except Zashel sort of sat vigil over Krellick's body at the temple at various times throughout the night. Zashel was just doing other stuff. It was fine.
Yeah, we'll just gloss over that.
Yeah,
Totally normal mourning process over there.
totally normal coping mechanisms. Um, Nothing weird at all. Uh, but no, he was not doing well. Made some sock puppets out of his own socks. Session 89. Holy moly. Um, Lucky air quotes looted Krellick's body, gave a couple of the rings that were on Krellick's body to Vicaris. Yop retrieved his shield and has fastened it to Betty. I think that covers most of it. Noel has made an offer to the Fate Spinner to serve her to try to get Krellick's soul unwind from wherever it is that the threads of fate have trapped it. The Fate Spinner's comment was along the lines of, "Yeah, I don't normally get involved, but it's you, so I'll see what I can do. I'll look into it." And that will happen at some point. There was some drinking. Uh, Krellic stories, some swear words in Celestial that were not nearly as fascinating as they were expected to be, and then we set out. We rested more or less. Um, Zashel ended up with no shoes, but that's it's fine. It's things that happen. But was very sweetly gifted socks and given socks by both Lucky and Vicaris to go with his shoes. One pair of which were to the consternation of the nature cleric tossed into and then retrieved from the ocean. So now there's just this wet pair of socks on that are being dealt with. And so we did sail along for a few days. It was, I believe, a 3-day journey each way to the Styes
Mhm.
by boat. Passage had been arranged for by Lucky with the cartographer feature. However, that does require us to work, which pretty much everyone, I think, except Zashel, is actually proficient in boat stuff. So everyone that's here, I mean.
Yeah.
So Null is not, but Null fixed their books, which, smugglers correct books, not really a thing that you actually want. And somewhere around day 3 or 4, there was a thick mist that ended up on the boat, and we are now finding ourselves rolling initiative.
Yeah.
Against what? We are not positive, but I'm sure it will be fine.
Yeah. I'm sure. Yes. The dreary cold of winter is completely obfuscated by this thick and dense gray fog that has rolled over your ship, making it so you literally can't see anything. When suddenly uh, a geyser of water fires across the vessel. Once one in one direction and the other cross-secting it. I'm gonna show you like a line where that's gonna happen. It's gonna be fun. Um, uh, Here, that way,
Okay, that's okay. Great.
and then here, that way. So pretty much everyone
But
except
not Yop.
Yop needs to make. Actually, I'm gonna keep Lauren here for if Monkey makes it before combat ends. Uh,
I know they're not here.
mhm.
I'm just saying Toby and Mike as tokens being on this boat makes me nervous.
You have to have crew on this vessel,
They're
which reminds
somehow
me.
still going to die.
This reminds me there is crew on this ship, which some of them are immediately blasted by this geyser of water and flung off. The water is icy cold and awful. And But this is not your boat. There is no armaments on this vessel. These are a bunch of strangers you're working with, and it is not it is not arcane. This is completely mundane. So uh no weapons besides your own, and no magic engine. Uh,
Did
but
we? And sorry, just to add
Mhm.
context and clarity to it. So, did we enter into a like a fog bank in the open ocean, which is a normal event, or this is like there was a fog that became focused on our ship suddenly?
It was almost as if hands came up over the vessel and grabbed onto the deck. This could not be more supernatural.
Okay.
Um, I need everyone who is struck by this icy jet of water to make me a dexterity saving throw, which would be Lucky, Vicaris, Vestra, and Zashel.
Yeah.
Is this considered magic?
That's an interesting question. I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Vicaris and Zashel, you're within 10 feet of me. Being near me is great, and you love it. You get a +5 to your saving throw.
Holy shit.
Fuck yeah.
That gives me a whole 10. Fuck yeah.
Saved by the bell.
I was gonna say, did I even mark it? Yes, I did. That was my mistake.
Um, oh, also, don't forget, we're on a boat with Lucky.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah,
Oh yeah.
14.
That still didn't do it.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
It got you much closer though. Okay, let's
Oh, I
see.
was on a boat with Lucky.
You might be going overboard with Lucky. She also failed. The two of you are launched 20 feet backwards. That's 1, 2, 3. Into the drink with you, and 1, 2. Vicaris, you hear Lucky just scream as she soars over the deck, like above your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then clatters to the ground on the deck near you. Although, again, you can't see shit.
Yeah, in
Uh,
the circle, we can't see anything, right?
that is correct.
Okay.
Heavily
Let's see.
obscured or darkness?
Heavily obscured.
Okay.
That is the wrong button. Which one is it? I've only been using Roll20 for 3 years. Um, Zashel and Lucky are each going to take 22 points of bludgeoning damage, and everyone else will take 11.
Everybody should have my temporary hit points from.
It's 10.
Yes.
10, you said?
Yeah, it's 10.
Okay.
Ooh.
So, yeah, so no, it's up. We're up to 11 because I am now 12
I
levels.
took
below
no
Lucky.
damage.
So I get
That's good.
17 of those, and then immediately take 22 damage.
Is there anybody that doesn't get your temp HP?
It would be myself and then the people who are here. So not null. It'll be Lucky, Lauren, Vicaris, Vestra, and Yop. As tempted as I am to give them to Betty and be like, sorry,
Oh, you're
Vestra,
gonna say
you're not in the franchise, but
Vicaris, it is your turn. What season
yeah,
are you today?
winter.
Okay.
Yeah, so knowing that something hit me and that it was cold and that I can't see anything, I am just going to tap my armor and cast Blur on myself. And then, can I see anybody around me?
Nope.
I'm pretty sure that's how Bardic Inspiration works, so I guess I'll hang out with that for now.
Is it
Okay.
see or hear?
Oh, that's a good point.
Bardic Inspiration is actually here. It doesn't rely on sight at all. They just have to be able to hear you.
Oh, fuck yeah. Hello, and that'll inspire Vestra. I didn't say the
Okay.
accent.
Yop, it is your turn. I'm going to actually put the enemies on the map. Well, no, Yop can't see them yet.
I'll take
Actually-
care of that because Yop's just gonna move forward.
All right. You see two figures that hold a sort of blubberish, swollen form. They almost look as if like sponges that have taken on too much water. They have oily skin and amphibious features, covered head to toe in jewels. Each of them with their palms splayed as like the remnants of this geyser of water piddles out from their palms and into the ocean.
Hey, why don't you two fuck off? And she'll blow her miniature little foghorn at the friendo down south.
It's fascinating to me that you've taken this cantrip. That will miss.
Yeah, that's it.
Can't you fire it a few times?
Oh, yeah.
There you
That's
go.
not bad.
Ooh, nice.
Shit,
Always
okay.
forget
Great.
Let me unclick that stuff. And I think there's one more at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that will also hit.
Dang.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Okay, Vestra, it is your turn.
Okay. I will. Okay, I heard a loud clattering on the deck nearby. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will just shout out because like something crazy is happening right now. Um. 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 Is everyone all right? Does anyone see anything? I'm going to move towards where the clattering noise was coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Do I find anything, or am I able to see anything?
I would say you eventually kick into somebody on the ground.
Ah, okay. Am I able to see that they like if they're right in front of me? Like, am I able to see them, or is it still too obscured?
Um. Yeah, you would be able to make out who it is.
Okay. um, I'll say if I wanted to help them up, is that an action?
Uh. Uh. No. Well, I feel like yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. That's
Yeah.
pretty fair. Okay. Um. Okay. um. Does Lucky look like really hurt from whatever's happened to her?
It doesn't. She looks fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just trying to get like a little situational awareness on it. Okay, cool. I will. It's. I wish you could. I wish I could get my weapon much faster. But instead of helping her up, I'm going to use an action to summon the scythe to me. As it
Okay.
extends out from my hand, the blade appears. There's little like amber celestial runes along the blade hilt. Along the blade edge itself. But I can't help her and do that. I can't see anything, so I can't help anybody else with anything. That's gonna be. I think that's gonna be my turn. I'll feel. I can hear people like shouting and shit. So I'm just gonna kind of come towards the center of the boat a little bit more because I can hear people saying shit. So I just want to try to be near people, but that'll be my turn.
Okay. Hey, bud, you got to get out of my chair. This isn't gonna work. Come on. You can sit up here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there you go. Okay. So Lucky on her turn can get up. And let's see. What can she do? Not much, actually. Choice, you can hear the words. She is just going to attempt cause a deep and peculiar, sinister fear within creatures of her quote unquote choice, and force some things to make a saving throw. And one of them becomes frightened at the odd call into the abyss she makes. And then, okay, hold on, kiddo. It's my turn. I gotta take a second. Zash, oh shit. We're fine. We're fine. Zashel, the water around you seems to become quite dense and press upon you. And I'll just put them on the map, even though they are functionally you cannot technically see these targets because they look like water.
So we're doing this again. All right.
But they're gonna, I mean, they don't know that they can't drown you, but they are gonna try. Oh, you stealing my shoes? That's cute. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Miles, I think Zashel might still need shoes.
He's like looking at himself in the mirror.
It's an 11.
Okay, that will fail. You are whelmed and crushed. You are going to take 7 points of bludgeoning damage. You
Alright.
are grappled and restrained. You can breathe underwater, so you're fine. And then the other one is just going to bash you twice. Shit, with a crit.
Okay.
21 and a natural 20.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
a total of 29 bludgeoning damage.
All right.
Uh,
Cool.
that is their turn, and now it is your turn, right?
It sure is. And I was going to ask about the crew that got pushed into the water, but I don't think I have really the time to help them into. Oh,
They're
boy.
dead.
Okay. Well,
Well, not dead
that solves
yet,
that
but
issue.
they're not dead yet. But you can't. But they can't breathe
Well,
underwater.
see, but that's the thing. I do have water breathing. I can save up to 10 of them that are within 30 feet of me.
Oh, none of them are that close.
Okay. Problem solved. Not in a great way, but problem still solved. Yeah, I am not set up for water elemental gangbang here, so
Oh my god!
I
Good
have
fun, everybody.
got no way to escape this, and I'm certainly not strong enough to break free. So I guess wait, and we've determined that casting spells with verbal components underwater is possible or no?
Yes, if you can breathe underwater,
Okay.
because otherwise you're holding your breath.
Yeah. And otherwise, this whole game would have been very different because we've been casting spells underwater.
Valid point. Yeah, real good point. In that case, I will. I'm hesitant to do anything that's concentration because that's just not going to work out well for me.
Hey, man, you're gonna die, so you better do something.
Yeah,
Whatever it is.
Okay, I am going to go ahead and I will cast Summon Celestial.
Okay.
I will. Yeah, we'll see how long this thing lasts. Can't find. There it is. Steel Spirit. I am summoning in Archer mode.
Okay.
I need to pull up that sheet.
Since it's firing into the water,
Oh,
and
fuck, that's right. Never mind. This is the exact reason I didn't do this at the last underwater fight. Just gonna. I'm sure I'll summon that at some point. Yeah, it's not good down here. It's about to be even worse because I can't see these things, so I can't actually target them with Sacred Flame because I
Yeah.
specifically have to see them for that.
yeah, any ranged attack is just a disadvantage. Well, any attack is just a disadvantage unless it's a spell that requires visual targeting.
You know what doesn't require visual targeting?
Pretzel.
I'm airstriking my own position. I synaptic static myself.
What?
Big moves. Big brain moves.
Is that a 20-foot radius? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh,
I'm trying not to hit. Well, it doesn't matter if it hits the boat because
It's about. It's
It's a
immune to
boat.
psychic damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see if I can make my own intelligence save. This is in fact magic, so I do have advantage. Sure
Yay.
can't because I can't
Oh.
roll.
God.
I will spend that inspiration to fail a third time.
Here we go.
Still fail. All right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, don't you have to be able to concentrate on it?
Nope.
No,
The
fortunately,
negative
no.
effect of synaptic static does not require concentration, and I do get now a 4th save at the end of my turn. Actually, I will go ahead and as a bonus action, how many healing I can use up to 5 on myself, so I'll get my 5 hit points here. It's going great.
That's higher than average.
No, well, yeah, that's it. It's close. It's fine. It's
I was
fine.
gonna
Everything's
say.
fine. But I do get an intelligence save at the end of my turn against my own thing, which I do fail again.
So you'll have a minus d6 to your Constitution saving throws, and also for your
Only to
concentration
maintain
saving throws.
concentration, which I
Yeah.
specifically avoided because I can't maintain concentration.
Yeah. And also any attacks that
Attacks
you make.
and
Yep.
ability checks.
Yeah. All right.
This is going great.
The elementals, the commanding elementals that these appear to be, next fire more jets of water across the ship and deck. Certainly, actually, across the prow, which will smash right into Yop and Betty. The both of you will make dexterity saving throws, as will Vestra, Vicaris, and Lucky once again.
Yeah, we lined up quite nicely for them, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did, but I think everyone's still within.
Oh
yeah,
God,
the 3 of us still get my +5 bonus.
Oh, and no, wait. Oh,
that
and
makes
Lucky.
Lucky's an 11. She's
Yeah.
not good at dex.
Yeah. Does she get her own bless?
That would be
ability?
crazy.
Okay. Man, I rolled a 2.
Yeah.
That is
Man.
11.
I got armor. That's.
Oh yeah, should I roll the +4 for being on the boat with Lucky?
Let's see. Betty rolled a 23. You rolled a 17. You're fine. Vestra, you fail. Lucky, you fail. That goes 1, 2, 3 into the water. The both of you. And then the two of you take 30 points of bludgeoning damage, and everyone else takes 15.
Don't forget, Sean, you have inspiration.
Oh, I do. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
I will endeavor to remember that.
Here, we'll do it. There you go. Okay. Then Vicaris, you are up.
Oh, good. Well, seeing as how Blair has not helped me, I still definitely cannot. Everything in this circle can't be seen, right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, after getting hit twice, he's gonna move. Since he doesn't know this is the farther way, he would definitely go back. 30. Okay, cool. Holy shit.
Oh, that's an upper part of the deck. You just run into a wall at this square.
Perfect. Then I will go. Oops, sorry, that was too many. Oh wait, no. I know that the stairs will be down here, right?
I'll say yeah.
Yeah. It's been 2 days on this, but I would hope so. No, seriously, is anyone there? And gosh, who's close? You know who needs it? Special. That one's for him. Is everyone okay?
I have to be able to hear you though, and as I understand it, I am underwater. So I do appreciate it, but I can't hear you at the moment.
Well, then it's Lucky's.
Also sinking below the surface.
Yeah. And I am putting a ton of thought into my spell that I will be doing. I still really can't see anything. Yeah. Going invisible.
You already cast Blur.
Yeah, I'll eventually get rid of this, but if I can't see people, I don't want to be seen. Whatever's shooting us can clearly see me right now.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Oh, that's fucking good. Okay. I also love my plan of attack, which is to power wash the deck of this vessel. Um, not to
Super
brag,
effective.
but I think it's pretty fucking funny. Yop, it's your turn.
Having seen now at least 3 of these jets of water, probably didn't see the 4th one, and then hearing a bunch of splashes, Yop will just yell out, sound off if you're still in the boat, please. Betty, time for some deep sea fishing. At the dude to the south of me.
Hell yeah. This is the classic. This is what I like to see. 29 hits.
Yeah, and I'm reeling that fucker in 10 feet. And Betty will just dodge.
All right. Vestra.
Okay. I breathe in the water. I turn and look to see if Lucky is breathing.
She has visible gills.
Okay. I say to her under the water, get back on the boat, or try to help the others. Stay safe. Yeah. In the water, do I see Zashel under the boat? Like, am I that far down where I can see him on the other side, or is the boat in
Probably
the
not.
way?
I think the boat would probably be in the way.
Okay. I guess I'll ask this question then. How injured is Lucky?
Now she is bloodied after taking 2 geysers to the face and rolling across the boat a few times.
Yeah. Okay. God dang it.
I can't help myself. I'm just going to say it. I'm not happy with the choice of language at all in this entire session so far.
What language is that?
Having taken 2 geysers to the face.
This
is what they're called.
The situation on the other side that Zashel's in. Yep. Dang it! It's okay. All right. I will do a responsible thing, and
Whoa.
as an action, I will as an action because I'm moving way too slow and I'm too far. As an action, as a bonus action, I'll cast Expedition Retreat on myself, and then as an action, I'll reach out and touch Lucky before I dart away, and I'm gonna give her some lay on hands healing. I'm gonna give her 15 healing.
Okay.
As I tip the scales of death into her favor, to avoid meeting her judgment. Okay, cool. I will use my movement. What's the thing that you can get? 25. Okay, 30, and then my bonus action. Well, it's bonus action to dash when you cast Expeditious Retreat, and then my movement to get to the creature. Actually, I'm gonna get.
Excellent. You're provoking 2 opportunity attacks.
Oh, sick. I was gonna before you say anything, because I keep forgetting that I have ranged attacks. I was going to be. Is it? Yeah, here is where I can reach. That's 5 feet, then 10 feet. Okay.
And also this thing, because it is level with the deck, it is about 10 feet up in the air.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So if I'm at like the water's surface, I still have it's within my reach.
Because
currently.
because you have a long weapon, yes.
Okay, very good.
But as you are swimming that way, hefty waves that you could not predict just try to throw you into the deck of or the hull of the ship.
Okay.
And you were attacked twice, a 10 and a 25.
The 10 will miss. The 25 will hit.
That is 14 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Mhm.
Does it slow me in that moment? Like, does it grab me or anything like that?
Technically no. And also, while you're swimming past, I'm so sorry, I forgot that I couldn't see this guy actually under the other shit going on this map. You see what appears to be a floating suit of armor underwater.
Oh, it's not super great. Okay. Um. Okay. And to clarify, I can't actually see the elementals because they are water and water. Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah. Okay. If that is if I would have seen the armor, I would not have moved towards the large dude, right?
Okay.
Because that means
You
that
can,
Lucky is like fully alone back there.
yeah, if you want, you can move back, and then that would actually make that last attack miss.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
He would
very
not
fair.
have. You would not have gotten. You would not have provoked.
Provoked.
Yeah.
Opportunity onto it. Okay.
Yeah.
Very,
And
very,
that was
very good.
14. So if you already took it, that's yeah.
Okay. Well, I still would have healed Lucky.
Mhm.
Yeah, I still would have healed Lucky for sure. It's just if I would have done these things like are like attacking me. Can I switch my bonus action since I don't have a need to
Sure.
move since there's an enemy close? Okay, cool.
Mhm.
It's just changing the spell from Expeditious Retreat to Shield of Faith. I'll put on myself.
Sure.
All right, cool.
Great.
That's my turn.
Okay. Lucky has no problem doing what she is told, as you have just said, get on the boat. She puts her hands up to the sides of her and raises her palms upwards, and a wave pulls her up about 20 feet into the air, and then she can jump onto the deck. But that does still technically provoke opportunity. Actually, it would be really fucking funny. Yeah, this is really funny. If the elemental that is made of water and would be in the area of water she has under her control comes up with her, that's funny as hell.
I think it did attack me, if I'm correct.
Oh yes, that one did. So no
Yeah.
no provoked opportunity, but yes, yeah. It is now on the deck.
Because she brought it on.
Hey, we can see it.
Yeah. Which, when the water does not recede off of the deck and instead follows her onto the quarter deck, shit. And then she gets slammed by the fucking thing. Jesus. And then it is Zashel's turn.
All right. I am in much the same situation I was a second ago, except considerably more hurt. So there's very little chance that I actually knock myself out with this. I'm just gonna do it again.
Oh god.
Zashel realizes that he is stuck. That's largely the issue. He has no way to contact anybody. He can't, as far as I can tell, see anyone. So one of us will run out of hit points first. I can't actually make this save because I am suffering the minus D6, but I'll roll it anyway. Well, hold up.
Roll a one. Roll a
Hold
one.
up.
Yeah.
This could happen. This could happen.
We have seen my luck with D6s lately, so you know.
No,
No,
This is gonna be
naturally. Naturally. And I will then drop 5 dice of healing light, roll the exact same 16. This is going very well for me.
Oh, god. That
Ted.
hurt.
And I need to make another save at the end of my turn against the synaptic static effect on myself. This is still magic. And I still fail. Okay. How do these water eddies around me that are slowly crushing my lungs feel?
Kind of shit, actually.
Okay.
They're
They
not
still
doing
hurt,
so
huh?
good. Yeah, they haven't saved yet.
Wait, did they go? They should have gone before I went.
Oh, yeah. All right, here we go.
Yeah, that
on,
that might change what I was doing. God, I gotta. Let me just
um,
back up my.
let's see. You are grappled and restrained.
Yeah,
Let's see.
you
What
might
does
as
that
well undo
mean?
the 31 damage because there's a solid chance that I'm unconscious before I do that.
You take 11 points of bludgeoning as you are crushed underneath. Hold on. I will come with you in just a second. It's my turn. You always come when it's my turn. And child, I love you, but like, I'm working. Okay. With a minus d6, I have a 23 to hit you with one attack,
Still
and
hit.
then a 12 with the other attack.
Still hits.
Oh shit!
Remember, my AC is trash.
Yeah, that's 32 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, so is that with the previous 11 that you said?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not 11 then 32. It's just 32.
Oh no,
Okay, then I am definitely not going to synaptic static myself because I am nearly unconscious, and I would kill myself if I did that.
spin.
So I will instead cast a Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
Get my 10 hit points here. No, I'll take it. Then I would still spend the 5 dice of healing light because I'm not in a good way. And then I fail my save against my own synaptic static from last round, and I am done.
Great. And then the one that is down on the port side of the vessel will attack Vestra with an 11 and a 20 to hit.
They will both miss.
Excellent.
My god protects me.
All right, and one of my dudes did not get rolled into initiative.
The armor.
Yeah. And we'll just we'll get him in on this round. It's not that important. I think. We'll find out. Okay, and Lauren rolled. Great. Back at the top of the round. Sweet. My turn again. Okay. All right. This guy now has a vested interest in attacking Yop, who seems very intent on getting this guy close to her, and is going to, that's the 5-foot range, summon to his hand water from the ocean that hardens into ice in the form of a trident, and will strike her twice, a 15 and a 26.
The 26 hits.
That is 21 points of piercing damage.
Oh boy.
And then the other guy fires another jet of water this way, but does not end up clearing anyone off of the ship, and begins to
My plan
reposition
worked.
himself a little. And now it is Vikar's turn.
Okay, he is just going to be holding onto the wall. Just keep walking. Hello? And he...
You're invisible and you shout, and Lucky jumps like a foot in the air.
Oh, well, I did that when I was in the heavily obscured. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I already gave Lucky inspiration, right?
No, she couldn't hear you.
Okay, cool. So then I'm just gonna whisper, "It's okay, we got this." And that'll be her inspiration. Which will probably make her scream then. And I want to. This is the only one I can see, huh? Because it's on. That's fine. That's cool. I am going to drop my invisibility to charm the monster.
Wisdom save. It's got advantage. It is just a puddle. That was a 5. Great.
Yes. Yeah. I believe we lost our friends. If you could go fetch them for us, thank you.
Incredible. This guy, the suit of armor, very targetable, Vestra, does swim closer to you, and ooh, spooky, dangerous ability. This is fun.
Is it too late to finish my movement? I forgot.
No, you can keep moving.
That's all I was gonna do.
Has a steel trident that it tries to pierce your armor, but the highest I rolled is an 18. I don't think that hits.
That will not hit currently.
Okay. Yup.
Okay. I will roll over here to make a little room for Betty. And I will, since I've forgotten to do this, I will squeeze, as I pull out my Warhammer, I will squeeze the handle tightly so I start to bleed a little bit as my bonus action. And then I will take 2 swings at Friendo.
That's a hit. Whew.
And
what kind of damage are we doing?
well, let's see. The Warhammer's bludgeoning. The dueling style is bludgeoning, and the Crimson Right is cold damage.
Okay, resistant to the cold damage.
Okay. I will also, for the first time, where did I put that? Do an extra 11 points of force damage.
Holy shit!
And then I will take another swing.
Holy
That's
shit!
Nice.
Feels good.
Let's see. Okay, that'll be 2. And 19. Okay. And can you only do Arcane Jolt once per turn?
I believe I can only do it once per turn.
That's what I thought. Alright.
Yeah.
Bit of a shame, but still cool. Really
Yeah.
cool. And then Betty?
Can't do anything with Betty, so she's just going to dodge because I needed to use the bonus action for the Crimson Right.
Yep, that's right. Okay. That means it's Vestra's turn.
Cool. Any weird stuff at the top of my turn?
You are not whelmed. Right? Nah. Nope.
Okay, cool. All right.
Thank you for checking.
yeah. I just want to make sure. Cool. I look at these two. I look at the suit of armor, and I can sense. I can put 2 and 2 together of the elemental, and then something in the water is getting me that I can't see. I will say to them, my dance card's a little full right now, and I'm going to, as a bonus action, Misty step to the top of the ship. Is it 30 feet? Do I have the distance to do that?
The best way I can imagine it, since you can't see like the deck, is like 5 feet above the deck and then land. But yes, you can do that.
Okay, cool. I was gonna land up. This is the clear thing I could see, and I saw people up here when they were at the edge. I will shout out loudly. There's elementals here. Everybody sound off. Where is everyone? And I have movement. Well, I'm here, and we certainly don't know what's happening on the other side of the boat. So I will attack. I will move and reposition through my allies to this thing, and I'm just gonna swing out with the scythe.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Actual attacking. 15 to hit.
You hit my
Ooh.
friend?
Yeah, that's the one that's charmed, but there's not really a way to know that.
Yeah, I would
No,
not
but
know that.
well, but when Lauren tried to hit them, Bakaris was able to say, "No, that's our friend." Because as soon as she lifted her scythe, I'd be like, "No!"
I'll grant that because I allow for very curt response out of turn.
Okay. In that case, in that case, okay. In that case, I will step over to the side, point the scythe down towards the water, and amber light begins to glow at the tip of it, and bolts of energy get launched towards the suit of armor.
Great.
I'm gonna hit it with some divine flares. 28 to hit.
Cool. Is this?
It's Eldritch Blast.
It's Eldritch Blast. Okay. Just I kind of assumed, and I just wanted to be sure. 26
Yeah.
will hit.
Okay, cool. For 9 damage,
Okay.
and then that probably hits 21.
Yeah.
For 12 damage, and then that's definitely going to hit for 10 damage.
Uh-huh.
No, I don't have any weird effects on it.
Okay, that's 31 total. Great.
Hell yeah. And that's my turn.
Okay. Lauren, you are on the deck of the ship. There is fog all around you, completely obfuscating your view. You can't see anything.
All right. I think she's gonna yell out, "I'm sorry, I can't see anything if I hit you." And I'm gonna cast Wind Wall. Right in front of me. There's like no 1 feet wall, so I'm just gonna use a 5. Oh. No, I don't want it in this
That's
direction.
awesome.
How do I turn this? Sorry.
That's okay.
Oof. Like,
I don't think it
forte.
actually hits anyone.
It makes sense to me that you would like target the space right next to you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Strength save. Okay, none of that's gonna matter. Keeps fog and smoke and other gases at bay. Great. Cool. So now there's like an alley of wind cutting through this mystic fog.
How much can I see with all this wind?
I feel like you kind of get like a tunnel view of like here.
Okay, well now at least I know where to climb up.
Yeah, you know you have to like cross this way to get to the stairs.
And also, we've been on this boat a few days, so you're probably familiar a bit with its layout in general.
Yeah,
somewhat, but not with the fog. So I guess I will move towards where I will try to shove my way through this wall and over here. And I guess stumble my way up the stairs.
All right. Do you have to roll anything to cut through it, or can you just walk through it?
I don't. There's like nothing about walking through it. It's just initial damage from what it looks like.
That looks. Yep. That feels right. Yep.
All right.
It is only third level after all.
Yep.
Okay. Oh boy. Let's see. This is a little messy. Okay, we're gonna try to get away here. And call lightning. just start a storm cloud in the sky above without any exact direction of where. She's kind of looking frantically over the sides of the boat, trying to see anything. This fog cloud is partially domish, so like it would be hard from this position on the quarterdeck for most of you to be able to see these elementals at the prow. Um, but on water elemental's turn, the one that has been charmed is going to go back over the side of the ship and begin collecting people who have been thrown off. Hmm.
Alive people, or is it throwing bodies?
Well, there's like 2 people who are saved this way,
Okay.
and 1 corpse, I guess.
I'll turn the other. He's trying his best.
And then here we go, Zashel.
Yep.
Whoop, that's the wrong button. It is an automatic 13 points of bludgeoning damage. And then, 2 misses on the attacks, especially after those minus d6s. So the other one does not have an opportunity to hit you. Am I doing this wrong? I technically am. It's fine. It's in your benefit, but I've already committed that this is the way it's happening. So, Zashel, it's your turn.
Huh. Why is my browser frozen? Well, see, the thing is, I still can't get out.
You
I
can
have
try.
exactly 1. I'm at minus d6 to my plus 0 to this ability check. I cannot get out.
Can you see any of us on the boat?
No, he's under the surface.
Oh,
Yeah,
unfortunately. Okay.
I'm down below. Not wanting to die, however, I will not synaptic static myself again. Tempting as it is.
Just prestidigitation?
They should have gotten that 31 damage back because I ended up not doing that last turn. Don't forget.
Yes, I fixed that.
Okay. So I will at disadvantage and with minus d6 have to Eldritch Blast this one because I don't know what else I can do at this point.
Uh-huh.
I got nothing. Because I think everything else. Yeah, I gotta be able to see. Okay, so I got it on my sheet here. This is at disadvantage and minus d6. This will go well. That's a nat 1, so I'm not even gonna bother. With the d6. Okay, that is a 20 that is reduced to a 15.
That will hit.
Okay, so that's 5 force damage.
Uh-huh.
And the last one is a 16 reduced to a 12.
That'll miss.
Yeah. And I will go ahead and spend my last 3 healing dice light. 3. You know what I'm trying to say, but can't, and I will heal myself for 15 damage.
Okay.
So I took 13. I gained 15. Hell yeah, net positive of 2 hit points. And I'm done. I don't like it.
Okay. This one
Oh,
can't.
I'm sorry, I need to make an int save against my own synaptic static. No.
This one is no longer frightened. Hold on, bud. Hold on. Ow, 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 ow. Okay. These 2 are just going to come down on Yop. Hold on. Just 1 turn. I just need to smash a turtle. 13, 19, 29, 23. Yup. Actually, no, I'm going to split that up. They're each going to try to stab Betty once and then you once. So 13 to Betty, 29 to Betty, 19 to you, 23 to you.
Okay, I'll cast shield, so neither of those will hit me.
Okay.
And one will hit Betty.
Okay. That will be 18 piercing, as the two of them stab at you like two forks going into a salad to toss it. I don't know what that visual was supposed to be. I'm so sorry. Vakaris, it's your turn. Okay, bud, let's go.
It seems the gang is mostly here. I heard Yop in the front. I haven't heard from anyone else.
Actually, Betty was dodging.
Oh. Oh, that's 20. That makes it a 25.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Great.
So I at first glance didn't see anything over there. My guy's taking care of that side, and they're over there as well. 2, 3. Can I see anything over this side?
I don't know where you are.
Oh, sorry. I'm on the side closest to Zashel, basically.
You'll have to make me a perception check.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Too bad I can't get my own inspiration. 22.
22, you definitely see something dark under the water, sinking. Humanoid. Definitely a humanoid figure.
This is the last chance before I jump into this water. I will wait 1 second. Look at Lucky. And jump. And right before I hit the water, oh wait, that might be a better idea. I'm casting polymorph.
On yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're losing concentration on the one water elemental.
Star monster is not concentration.
Excellent, thank you.
Which is insane. The more that come up there, the more I can have under my control.
But
anyway.
but Blurred's dropping.
Oh, Blurred done been.
Yeah, that dropped when the invisibility happened.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I should have done mirror image and then transformed into 4 fucking shots. I am going to turn into what's the swimsuit on this? Sorry,
I have a
50
hunter
feet, we're
shark.
good.
If you want a shark.
What's my CR? Oh wait, I have a ton. Okay, I would like to change into a giant octopus.
Oh shit, I got one of those too. Oh wait, hold on. Let me make sure. This is back from when we had a druid in the party. Let me just make this available to you.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to that explanation, I was about to be like, am I the only one terrified by the fact that there's a giant octopus at the ready? Just me?
I just look at Lucky, jump, growing on the ball. Wordlessly. No explanation whatsoever.
Okay, you're an octopus now. Congrats.
Hooray. So I used, I think it was, so I was here, 1, 2, 3. So I've used 15 feet of movement. Giant octopus has, I think it's 60 feet of swim speed. And I'm assuming there's some sort of distance between where I jumped in the water itself.
Yeah, 15 feet.
Tight. How much movement do I have left as an octopus?
Well,
Or rather,
falling doesn't
can I
take
make it
movement,
that?
but 15 feet does mean you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, you mean my octopus more than things. But yeah, can I make it to Zashel? Or rather, just humanoid figure?
Yes.
And I see it, Jim.
Yeah.
And I don't have any actions left. And I didn't inspire anybody on my way out. So
Nor told anybody what you saw.
yeah, no, this feels good. That's my turn.
Great. This guy remains chilling. Yop, it's your turn.
Yop will scream out, fishing's great at the front of the boat, Vistra. And just out of curiosity, how's that guy looking?
Bloodied. Yes, bloodied.
All right, well, I will take 2 more swings.
You did kind of beat the shit out of his bloated body. That'll hit.
And I will Arcane Jolt one more time.
Okay.
Let me uncheck those so we don't have to. And then,
Oof.
wow, that's awful. I'll swing one more time.
Okay.
And Betty, hang in there. And well, that's not helpful.
But that's what you're doing.
Yeah, so that's
Ooh.
17. Nice.
Good job, Betty. Okay, Vestra.
I check the area of the boat where we are. I count everyone. I know where Yop is. I haven't heard Zashel call out. So I just I'll yell, "Where's Zashel? Has anyone seen him?" Is this elemental in the water, or is it like getting on the boat?
It is in the water. However, I think like above the surface, you have a better like it is slightly easier to see that there are waves that are taking irregular shape, like a targetable creature but at disadvantage.
Okay, right. And then I can still see this armor thing, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. I like them being down there. How far how far down is the water surface?
15 feet from where you are.
15 feet from where I am. And that dude in the water is at the surface level as well?
I would say like probably just below the surface, but
Okay.
but visible.
So would he also be would he also be in 15 feet, or would he be like 20 feet? No, I'm measuring diagonally to him. To his token is 15, but I don't know how much
Yes.
further down he is, right?
I would say if we're not talking, angles, it's still 15 feet. He's not
Okay.
further. He's not like 5 feet below the surface.
Yeah, okay. Cool. In that case, I like the water elementals where they are, but I want him closer to me. So with my free hand, I whip my hand towards him, and a lash of like a chain wrapped in lightning reaches down into the water to wrap around him. I'm gonna lightning lure him. It is okay. Within 15 feet, they make a strength saving throw.
Jesus.
It's DC
He rolled an
17.
He rolled an 8 and a nat 20, but the 8 is what he has.
Okay. He gets pulled 10 feet in a straight line towards me, and then we'll take 14 lightning damage.
Okay.
But I guess he just kind of hits the boat.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And
But it doesn't grab hold of him. It just pulls. So he's pulled and then is dropped.
Great.
Cool. That is. I think that's my turn. Yep. No other bonus actions I'd want to do. So yep, that's my turn.
Great. Lauren, you're up.
Okay, so this guy just slammed against the boat, but he's still below us, right?
Yeah.
Alright. And Vakaris jumped off the edge of the boat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go chase Vakaris down because I think from experience I know Vakaris can't really swim very
You know,
well.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, I think if you saw him running off the side, you'd get a weird view of his body transmogrifying before he like belly flopped.
But he's also down there for a reason. I don't.
Yeah.
It's like, why
Yeah.
would Vakaris jump off the boat when it's safer on the boat? So
I view underwater much the way the rest of you view the Feywild and that forest.
all right. I will get there, and I can see this giant octopus below me, along with something.
What's your passive perception?
24.
Yes, you can.
All right. I will Misty step down there then,
Okay.
and
Can't speak with animals.
no, I think I am. If I Misty step 30 feet down, how far am I to Zashel?
That would put you like 10 feet below him.
Oh, all right. Well, am I close enough to hit this thing, or is that still too far? You know what? Never mind. I'll just toll the dead end. Assuming I can see some blobby thing around Zashel.
Under the surface, you actually can't see it at all.
I will dodge then. I will just dodge. I will be in the water and I will dodge because I can't see anything except Zashel being underwater for some reason. Got it. That is my turn.
That's so fucking
For
funny.
some reason, there is blood coming out of Zashel's mouth,
Yeah, but I
nose,
can't-
ears.
You're kind of above me and I'm too far to hit it because I lack depth perception when I Misty step. So that's my turn.
Not too late to speak with animals.
Wait, can't she speak with the octopus? Can't you speak with creatures of the sea?
Um.
The Triton? Yes. Right?
Fuck yeah.
Wait. Let me see. Yes.
Oh my god, this is perfect. Yay.
I'm like, I think I'll try to communicate if this octopus is hostile to us.
And the response from the octopus is
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear the question or statement.
If the octopus is hostile to us. Are you gonna attack us?
I in my infinite wisdom, that is now an octopus. I still know it's Lauren, right?
yes.
Lauren, it's me. I came chasing after a black blob.
Lucky runs to the side of the boat and she's like, God's sake! And is going to cast Control Water again to yank all three of you out of the water. Bringing an elemental once again, but not that she would know that until it's too late. But everybody gets to not that close. And then that. Fuck.
Is Zashel still in the elemental?
Yes, he is.
Yep.
Yes.
I have a great question for my turn.
Awesome. And on its turn, this water elemental is going to try to grab Lauren as well in its grasp. Lauren, please make me a strength save. Okay. You two are taken under its watery surface. You
Yes.
and Zashel take 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Zashel waves.
And I think, yeah, that's all the water elementals can do right now. Zashel, you're up.
I can see this fucker now. So, are we on day 2 or day 3? How much do I need all my resources
3. This is
here?
like
Okay.
yeah.
I will simply I will call down an airstrike on myself again, but in a much smaller capacity. I just sacred flame him.
Oh, thank God.
For, that is not adding the 5 again for some reason, so that is 16 radiant. Oh, because I leveled up. 16 radiant damage.
All right. Oh, shit. Now I gotta try to find this. This token map is a mess. Octopus, get the fuck back. Okay. God damn it, now this is in the way. Okay, you're time out over there. Okay, there we go. Putting you back. You're going back. There we go. We pretend. Great. Ah, sweet, my dudes. The stab fest continues. 18 to hit Betty. 27 to Yop. 20 for Betty. 21 for Yop. Those are both attacks. No, all those are 2 hits.
Okay. Both of those hit Betty. At the first hit, what sort of damage are these guys doing?
Piercing damage. They have tridents.
Okay. Yeah, both of those will hit Betty, and both of those will hit Yop.
Okay. Sorry, that was a hiccup. For Betty, that is a total of 35 points of piercing damage. Oh, poor Betty. And for and for Yop, that is a total of 22 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Okay. Vicaris.
Okay. So, this octopus can only breathe underwater. Yeah, hold on, wait.
Can't they hold their breath? I think they can hold their breath.
Yeah, I thought they actually could be out of the water.
Yeah. If
For
I were
1
to
hour.
stick my head into the elemental's body, would I then be able to breathe?
Yes, but you also are fine because you can hold your breath for an hour.
For an hour, type. No, I'm gonna hit this motherfucker. Let's grapple him, actually.
He's made of water.
That's a good point. But I have sticky fingers. Okay.
But you can strike him. Yes.
Yep. 13.
That's a miss.
Unfortunate. And I believe that's all I can do.
Do you want to keep your concentration? I'm just curious.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
There's a chance it might go back in. I'm not wasting this spell again.
Okay. This guy is actually going to hurl his trident, just on a gamble, up at Vestra. With a 16 to hit, that's going to miss. Great. Now he's disarmed. Yop, it's your turn.
Come here, you son of a bitch.
That hits.
And there's the guy south of me, and I will Arcane Jolt again, because this guy's got to go down, or there's going to be trouble. I'll take another swing. 17 hit.
Yes.
All right. Betty, handle him.
That hits. Holy shit, he's almost dead. 2, you were putting in fucking work into his corporeal body. Every pierce, every break in his skin is spouting water. Vestra.
Okay, cool. And these things are still down at the water's surface. Okay. I will take a few steps onto the deck, um, um, and I will once again lash a chain of lightning around the elemental that is got my work acquaintances, I guess. And it'll need to make a DC 17 Strength saving throw.
23.
Yeah, I thought it'd be good at it, but worth a shot.
Hmm.
Cool. No effect, as it's a cantrip. Any bonus actions I could do that is useful to anyone else? Not really. We still can't see because of the fog. As far as all the way over there, I'll just shout out, "Yup, we found Zashel. You doing okay over there?" And that'll be my turn.
Okay. And Lauren.
Okay. Am I able to move around okay in here?
You are grappled and restrained.
I am restrained. Got it. I am just going to you know, attempt to toll the dead this thing because I can't seem to
Mhm.
move.
Okay.
Oh, ignore the 6 code. I did not turn that on.
All right. Start just saying goodnight to Miles. I'll be back. Oh, what do you need? Do you need something? You want something? Okay, let me go find you something. Hey, here you go. Okay, can you lay down? Okay, good night. I'll be back to check on you in a minute. Okay, wisdom saving throw from a thing that has no brain.
Yeah, I wonder how that's gonna work.
Ah, it failed.
Too bad my dice rolls is awful. I bonus action throw a healing word at Zashel. I can find my spell, sorry. And that's my turn.
12 healing.
Okay.
I will take it. Thank you.
As big as it is and how small the walk up from the main deck to the quarter deck is, Lucky can actually reach into the water, lightning crackling from her fingers, and attack with her Thunderous Touch, which fortunately does not hit the targets inside. I triple checked that one just in case. And okay, with a natural 20, does total of 57 points of thunder damage. The elemental itself explodes in a shower of water as lightning and thunder rip through the air, and it is gone. Neither of you are restrained or grappled anymore. That's her turn. Water elementals have no means of getting up on deck. Zashel, it's your turn.
Sputtering and coughing since he is finally freed from the elemental, but still apparently standing in the fog, it looks like.
You guys are on the absolute border of it. I think you guys can see.
Okay. Well, I mean, we can see each other, but we can't see through to Yop.
Yes.
Okay. Zafshul will cough up a bunch of water. How we all doing? I think there's another one in there.
You see a squid raise 2 tentacles.
No, they don't. You're in the fog.
You feel in the distance.
I will. I don't know where Yop is. I can't see anything on my side. So I will go ahead and I'm just going to spend my last spell slot on a Cure Wounds on myself because I am genuinely afraid of getting knocked unconscious again. Oh, 35.
Okay. Okay.
And I will move farther away from the fog. Thank you, everyone, for getting me out of that water. That was a messy situation. Where's Yop? Where's Vicaris?
Well, okay, I feel like we can see the octopus because it's vaguely close enough to the side of the wind wall where I cast it.
Fair enough. You have the image of like the visual of tentacles like poking through the,
Throw the
the
nose
wind.
up.
Wobbling
that
in the
is-
air.
Yeah, that is not reassuring in the slightest.
Yeah, that's bad actually.
There's a kraken on the boat.
But there's nothing I can do about it right now, so I'm done.
Okay. All right, Yop, here it comes.
Mm-hmm.
The first attack against Betty is 24, does 12 piercing damage.
You sons of bitches!
And as Betty with a loud clatter falls to the ground, 3 more attacks coming your way. Yup, a 26, 20, and a natural 20.
Yeah, they hit.
Okay. Do you want me to just total it all up for you?
Yep.
Okay. Oh no. That's 53 points of piercing damage.
Yep. Yop's down.
Okay. Okay, Vicaris.
Let me see. What can I say? Because I'm probably just gonna drop this now. Now that there's no water fighting us. Yeah, I will drop concentration there. Goodbye. It was fun. Thank you.
Incredible
Knowing
timing.
that there's a wind wall there, I'll walk through it and look both ways. I'm looking left first to see how they're doing, and then I'll look right because I definitely remember hearing Yop from that side before.
Uh-huh.
I see that
Zash,
fucking dude.
yeah, Zashel's not looking so good. But there is, that fucking
Feels
dude.
okay now.
No, yeah, it looks like my line of sight is really away from Yop, right? Like I couldn't see her at this point.
I think you can probably see the big guy vaguely, but
Mhm.
it's not wide enough to see anything
Yeah,
else.
it's also elevated, so it's also difficult.
Yeah, there's
yeah,
just
yeah.
something there.
Yeah. Well, stepping into that and realizing you can see me, I will step right back into my oops, pushed the wrong thing. I can't touch it again, but I'm gonna step back into the fog, right around there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, god.
Hey,
damn.
there I go. Nope, we're good.
Okay.
So that's 5. No, wait, I moved 5 to get out. So that's 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I can see her at this point, right?
Yeah.
In that case, I haven't used anything just yet. But I will yell and say, "Yup, down," and with that, I will cast Healing Word. Let's do 3rd level. Ooh, that felt good. Okay, no. Yeah, 11. And after seeing that, we'll go, never mind. And hit this guy with a fireball.
Okay.
13?
Miss.
Worth a try.
This guy's hanging. Yop, you're back to consciousness.
You son of a bitch.
That hits. Uh-huh.
And I will use Arcane Jolt again, but this time, instead of doing damage, it will heal me for 7 points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's that. Let me mark another one of those off, and then I will take another swing at my friend down to the south.
That hits. Oh my god! Oh my god! You're so close! You're so close! With one
That-
arm! I've got to recalibrate how I calculate your encounters now that your barbarian is dead. Vestra, it is your turn.
Okay. I look at the fog cloud, and I know I can't see through it from my vantage point, but I've been working on this boat for 3 days, and I'm familiar with vessels. So I imagine the layout of the masts and sails. Is there a path that if I had the movement, I could get down, get some ropes, and pirate swing my way in up into the deck where Yop would be?
Make me a water vehicles check.
Okay. What stat proficiency?
Wisdom or intelligence.
Okay, hold on. They're both not great. Okay, wisdom it is. Wisdom it will be. Okay. It's an 11.
Okay. You could certainly swing. It will get you further than you think you would be able to walk, but you're not sure where it's gonna put you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thinking about where the ropes are, it's the obscurement creates the issue. And I know if I have movement, then I know I could get there. And Yop's just been on her own for a while, is what I'm thinking. So in that case, I will tell the others nearby. There's some more friends in the water below. Best not to fall back in the drink. I will place a hand on the scales. They will tilt in my favor, and I'll cast Expeditious Retreat on myself. And as a bonus action, and for my movement, I'm gonna rush down the stairs, and then I'm gonna try to make my way across to the other side. I don't know, again, I'm just saying, I think I have a layout of the ship in my mind since I've been working on it, right?
I think because of the wind wall in particular, this would be the only reason you'd be allowed to cross from the flight of stairs to the other flight of stairs.
Okay. That is from here right to there to there. There. Okay, cool. I will get my movement. I actually can get close to Yop. Okay, cool. Cool. And I just bring the scythe down on this fishman. 23 to hit for 16 slashing.
Okay.
And 16?
Miss.
Okay, cool. That's my turn.
Okay. Miles keeps trying to crawl out of bed. Lauren.
Now that I'm no longer trapped in a water thing, we'll heal Zashel.
I just healed myself.
Oh, did you heal yourself? Well, I'm
Yeah.
gonna heal you more because you look bad. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
You heal for 24. And I am going to kind of go over here and look down at that thing that's still down there. And keep an eye on that, I guess. That is my turn.
Okay. I wonder. Lucky is going to use destroy water
Ooh.
to eliminate some of this fog. But I've just got to measure it out. She didn't have a lot of time on the boat before she got thrown off, so I'm a little distracted. Okay. Actually, that nearly That does. It's like a 30-foot cube. It does well enough. I'm just gonna.
Yeah,
Uh,
lucky.
And her spells are like bad until they're not. And then Zashel.
All right. I know that I have just been told. Wait. I can see across now.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys can see now.
I don't perform by request.
Sorry. Tyler in the back.
Max can get me to do things. Not the rest of you. They're trying to get me to sing the old
I know they're trying to make you sing the fish song.
Yeah. Is this guy is on the up on the boat, right? Or at least I can see him.
Yes.
All right, I will just sacred flame him. I will just do this.
Everyone is messaging me telling me to make Tyler sing the fish song.
So 10, 15, 20.
Which one was it again?
The one that is out of this, not out of, but this one here on the bottom.
Okay, that one, a column of golden light ruptures through him, he explodes, whoops, that's not what I meant to press, but he's gone now. I did
We're
not
coming in.
mean to do that, but he's gone. Actually, like, his body explodes like a water balloon, and his clothing and ornaments drop into the water.
That's all I got. I got nothing for a bonus action.
All right. This one is going to strike once at Yop and once at Vestra. With a 24 to hit Yop.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That is 17 points of piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
And a 25 to hit Vestra.
Yeah.
16 points of piercing damage. And then it is Vicaris' turn.
Okay, I keep my spell.
Oh, geez, 1 second.
Sorry, I'm putting him here so I don't forget to count his XP value later. We're good.
Something tells me you have control over these water things, so it looks like this fight is over. You should take your friends and go. And I will chime them again. Well, this one.
Mm-hmm. Wisdom saving throw. That's a 22.
Ah, unfortunate. It didn't work, Caleb.
It didn't work, Caleb.
Not a friend. Not a friend.
Yop, it is your turn.
Fuck these fucking guys.
Sorry, really quick. It didn't work. Kill him as Yacht's inspiration.
Fantastic.
19 hits. Okay.
And, yeah, fuck it all. Burn another arcane jolt. Why not? And let me take my second swing. I'll use that bardic inspiration I just got, a D10.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
And you can cause it, make it do damage.
Oh, I get to roll it for the damage too?
No, it rolls a con save, and if it fails, it takes. No, I think
it takes this. Double check, but I'm pretty sure it does the dice damage.
What is potential? I should just always have this one open. Attack roll. Immediately after creature rolls a bar of inspiration, add it to the attack roll against the target, and then the target and each creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of it must succeed on a con save against your DC or takes thunder damage equal to your bardic. So both.
Okay. It rolled a 20.
Oh yeah, no.
And with my bonus action, I will curse it.
Hell yes.
I
Okay.
will not be amplifying this curse, however, so it'll just be for this turn.
Okay. 1 necrotic if it makes more than 1 melee attack. Gotcha. It's weird. Watery body gets even more watery.
Weird and watery.
And it is Vestra's turn.
Hell yeah. Level the scythe at it and say to it, your wickedness will be driven from this world. I'm gonna use my bonus action to curse it as well. Double curse action. And I am swinging at it once more.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
All right.
I was hoping, because I can crit on a 19 or 20 right now, so I was
Mhm.
hoping to get one of them. Okay, cool. I'm gonna blast it. I'm gonna blast it with a 3rd level smite as well. So what's that? That's 17 plus 26.
You have to roll it again, right?
I
'Cause
do.
it's crit, yeah.
Yeah, because it's a crit.
443,
Oh, the damage is not as good. Okay.
55.
And then is this the hex curse?
It is the hex curse that takes 4 extra damage.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that was my question, was it? Yeah, all right. 4. Okay. That thing went from unscathed, more or less, to bloodied instantly.
Hell yeah. I bring the scythe down one more time to try to lop off one of its arms. Almost. Okay, that still hits for that. I will use my other 3rd level slot to hit it again. So 22 extra
22.
damage, yeah, on top.
Excellent. Okay. Lauren?
Will roll a healing word all the way across at Yob. Why is my spells be like that? And then I will just try to toad the dead. This I can see this thing still, right? Just armory person.
Yes. Yes.
I will try to hit them.
Okay. I roll 20, decided it's moving very slowly. That is a save.
All right, it does nothing, and I stand here and wait.
Okay.
That is my turn.
Okay. Lucky runs up steps. And injured, but not terribly injured. She's just gonna hope for good luck again. And strike the elemental for 26 thunder damage. And then it is Zashel's turn.
I will race up the stairs. Me, 15. See that Yop is standing, so that's good. Not that I could really do anything about it either way. And I will continue my Sacred Flame Assault on this guy instead. For 22. And that should have the +5. It does.
Okay. Okay, he is very, very badly injured. Okay. And on his turn, he is going to attack Vestra first. Then he's going to attack Yop, which means he'll take 1d8 necrotic damage. Vestra, I have a nat 20 for
Yep.
26 points of
Ooh.
piercing damage.
No. It strikes my armor, and the armor, like a holy barrier, comes up and absorbs a lot of the damage. I'm immune to criticals.
Sick. Okay, that is 16 piercing damage.
Okay, very good.
Okay, and then a 15 to hit Yop will miss. Yop, could I get a D8 for that necrotic damage?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Okay, Vicaris?
I was just going to fireball this again. I feel like there's no point in wasting resources. 17.
That hits.
Not great, but 12 damage.
It's pretty good still. He is not looking good at all.
Yeah. Yeah, how you looking?
I've seen better days.
All right, so healing word. One sec.
All right, Yop, your turn.
All right.
Ooh.
Let me add that in. And Yop will swing away at this goose. There we go. Does a 16 hit?
That's a miss.
Yeah. And we'll swing
You are on a
again.
boat with Lucky.
That hits.
And Lucky
How,
is back on the boat.
how do you want to do this?
I will. Yop will sort of swing from the upper right down to the lower left, catching him in the temple and driving his head into Krellick's skull, which is on Krellick's shield, which is on the back of Betty. And just drive him
Excellent.
into that until he pops.
All right, that is exactly what happens. And combat ends, and we'll take our 10. And you guys can, I don't know, perhaps retrieve the treasure. There's at least treasure that's like fallen here. But yeah, we'll deal with that at 20 after.
Lean into Lucky and say, dude.
And now, intermission. Refreshment time.
Sure is great being on a drive-in watching Super Flick and eating all this great food.
This flick is making me hungry.
It makes me want to flick my bick.
We should have gone to the drive-in where we could eat and flick to our heart's content.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Well, come on then. I'm going to have a pizza and popcorn and ice cream.
And I'm gonna have a burger with fries and a soft drink. Yum, yum, yum. This was a great idea.
No, that's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us, and we extend a cordial welcome to you. We've lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on our giant screen with the new, colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading about. To add to your enjoyment, we're all wound up to bowl you over at intermission time with live wire service at our snack bar, where you'll find a tempting variety of favorite foods and beverages. Your continued patronage is very, very welcome. Intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for hot popcorn? Your favorite soft drinks are sparkling cold. The juicy Frank sizzling hot. There's delicious coffee, freshly brewed, and all kinds of ice cream and candy to tempt you. Showtime will be announced loud and clear to get you back to your car in time. So stretch your legs. Come to the snack bar now. Sparkling soft drinks. Steaming hot coffee. Steamed or grilled hot dogs. Crispy hot fresh French fries. How about a pizza? None better anywhere.
Sneaking out to the drive-in? Why not take the kiddies along and save the expense of a sitter? Everyone enjoys the drive-in.
new Cutlass now?
Sure handles easy.
Drive happy. Cutlass can make you a little drive happy.
I forgot to get the newspaper.
Glad we ordered these swivel bucket seats.
Yeah, in case I get to drive someday.
The Cutlass S, Oldsmobile's sporty fastback at a price that's less than you might think, to help make you really drive happy.
Drive happy.
Can I drive now?
Take a good look at Clyde Garfield's Cadillac and Oldsmobile dealership, and then take a drive in a new Oldsmobile, Cadillac, or one of the fine used cars, serviced by Clyde's 21 factory-trained personnel and expert craftsmen. Cadillac and Oldsmobile means the very best in automobiles, and Clyde Garfield is the best in dealership and service. Clyde Garfield's Cadillac and Oldsmobile, New England Automobile Village, Route 3, New Hampshire.
You're invited to stop in at Nashua's own McDonald's on Route 101A. You'll find McDonald's high quality, fast service, and reasonable prices. Also, visit McDonald's at the Drum Hill shopping area in Chelmsford. Treat yourself and the family at McDonald's soon.
And now, intermission. Refreshment time.
Sure is great being in a drive-in watching Super Flick and eating all this great food.
This flick is making me hungry.
It makes me want to flick my bick.
We should have gone to the drive-in where we could eat and flick to our heart's content.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Well, come on then. I'm going to have a pizza and popcorn and ice cream.
And I'm gonna have a burger with fries and a soft drink. Yum, yum, yum. This was a great idea.
No, that's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us, and we extend a cordial welcome to you. We've lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on our giant screen with the new, colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading about. To add to your enjoyment, we're all wound up to bowl you over at intermission time with live wire service at our snack bar, where you'll find a tempting variety of favorite foods and beverages. Your continued patronage is very, very welcome. It's intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for hot popcorn? Your favorite soft drinks are sparkling cold. The juicy Frank sizzling hot. There's delicious coffee, freshly brewed, and all kinds of ice cream and candy to tempt you. Showtime will be announced loud and clear to get you back to your car in time. So stretch your legs. Come to the snack bar now. Sparkling soft drinks. Steaming hot coffee. Steamed or grilled hot dogs. Crispy hot fresh French fries. How about a pizza? None better anywhere.
You have elemental beasts that have exploded all over you. Sorry. Everybody is drenched. Everyone was either in the water or attacked by water at some point. But the odd and sentient waves recede, and the mist is cleared. And what would you like to do?
When the elemental dies from Yop's attack, a portion of energy from it like comes over and it gets absorbed into the scales on Vestra's armor. I regain 10 HP when it dies.
Has my water elemental finished his job?
Yeah.
Is everybody accounted for, alive or dead?
Yeah.
All right, then I will say a hearty goodbye and tell him to go on and get.
Yep. Done.
I'll dip my hair in the wind wall to kind of blow dry it a little bit.
As soon as it's about to dry, it ends. Unfortunately, it only lasts a minute, so.
I'll cast Mending to bring Betty back up.
Mm-hmm.
While Yap is doing that, I will attempt to heal Yap. Oh, just. Sorry, dice roller.
Vestra will look to Zashel and say, "You gave us quite a scare there."
Dashel has one hand against his temple, nursing a terrible headache, which lasts for at least another 30 or so seconds from the synaptic static. Yeah, no, it was fine. I appreciate the rescue. Did we get everything? They're all gone. Most importantly, do we have enough crew to continue on?
With you guys on board, yep.
I'll look out over the remaining crew members. Is the captain alive?
Yes.
Well, at least that's something. I think there's jewelry down on the floor, on the deck right now.
Bakars gets excited and runs to it.
Zashel will cast Detect Magic.
A couple items light up. There is a very lovely satchel that is made of purple and blue and green materials of like fine silk. There is a set of glasses encrusted with jewels, and that appears to be all that lights up.
What else is there? Non-magical. And if Zashel points that out, I will separate it from the rest.
Yeah. I will peer over the edge to where the one that I popped was.
You don't see anything magical amongst that stuff, but like the glittering things are sinking very quickly.
I will mage hand and try to grab a few of them before they are out of my range.
Okay.
I would. There's stuff in the water, but I don't think any of us should go in there after it.
Are you sure? I'm a good swimmer. I'm actually feeling very quick right now.
Perhaps Lucky can just move it.
Yeah. She walks over to the side of the ship and pulls the water up and towards you all, splashing everyone once again and scattering jewels across the deck.
I just almost tried this.
Bakars, would you like me to take a look at those items emitting some magic so we might have a better sense of what they are?
Please. And he'll grab them and hand them to and then go through the rest of it. Looking for anything stupid.
Why don't you make me a jeweler's tools check?
Sure. Inner wisdom, right?
Advantage.
Inner wisdom. Oh yeah.
You're trying to assist him, Zashel?
Yeah. I am proficient in jeweler's tools as well.
There we go. Sorry, my thing froze for a second.
Oh, I heard yours ding, but I have not seen it yet.
Mine didn't think it was her stuff.
Oh, okay.
And so it's intelligence. I'm a smart boy. Fuck off. I'm not mad at the number. It's just both, really.
Yeah. You see a number of rings and necklaces. Nothing particularly like intriguing to you. None of it matches.
Okay.
But you have a value of
Perfect. That was the next question.
578 gold pieces worth of jewels.
Is it just the non-magical stuff, or is the magical stuff combined in that?
That's the magical stuff, or not? That's the mundane jewels.
Got it. Thank you.
And I will cast Identify as a ritual. I believe there were 2 items.
The first, the glasses. Da, 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 da.
As they're doing magic stuff, I will go and walk amongst the crew and see like how they are. If they're if there's injuries that I can do a little lay on hands with.
Yeah, you can spend a few points and heal some folks.
Cool.
And the other object appears to be yet another bag of holding. It's just very pretty.
Yeah, I will explain both of these items to everyone. So yeah, if you want to share the glasses with everyone, Max, that would be great.
Yeah, I think I did.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Do you look inside the bag of holding, or do you just leave it?
I guess I'd open it.
Okay. You see something rolled up tight inside. 2 things, actually.
All right,
one
I'll
large, one's very small.
I'll reach in and pull these things out.
Okay. You pull out what looks like a very immaculately woven and beautiful rug, and then a scroll.
I will open up the scroll on the off chance that I recognize the language.
It's a spell scroll for a chaos bolt.
Okay. And I will ask Zashel if he can tell whether or not the rug has any magical essence to it.
I will look at it.
Indeed, it is magical.
So I will cast Identify on that as well.
All right. It appears to be.
Rug of Smothering. Roll initiative.
Nice.
A 4 by 6 foot carpet of flying.
Okay. Awesome.
Quite a find.
Yeah, should come in quite handy. For someone else, I suppose.
Captain, have you been running into creatures like this a lot? Well, I mean, not a lot, but is this a normal occurrence, or should we suspect that someone sent them?
They explain that things of this nature do happen on the Azure Sea. Not very frequently. He's never had the misfortune of ever encountering something like this, but this is not unexpected. Well, it is not unheard of.
Got it.
In fact, he makes a point of saying, like, it is all like, even though they're not pirate ships within themselves, these creatures do like hunt for treasure. So wealthy folks such as yourselves are prominent targets.
Well, it's good that everyone is well. Most of the crew has survived, though there were casualties. I think those that have lived will heal in time. I don't know about anybody else, but I could go for a snack and maybe a nap.
Yeah, I need something for this headache.
All right, you want to take a short rest?
Yes.
Sure do.
Okay.
Short
Great.
rest. Short rest.
You can all take a short rest as the vessel begins to pick up once again. And Song of Rest. That's an extra 5 for anyone who wants that. Was that right? Yes, that is what it is. Okay. As you begin approaching the sea, the city. Now, this is a very distinct skyline, and it is very easily pointed out to you. You see ahead there is artificial islands and structures, peninsulas that are built from the mainland and are the construct of this town. As you are coming in, you see that many of these buildings have just sort of been built one on top of another as the lower levels of the islands have begun to sink below the surface. Rather than re-support or restructure the foundations, the oldest layer is just made into the newest foundation for some of these buildings that are on the more or less shore of this town. You also see great smokestacks that are pouring heavy smoke into the atmosphere, into the air, and there is an absolute dark cloud that is over this city in its entirety. The water, as your ship pulls into harbor, is much darker than you'd expect. You see swirling colors, glitter, and like chunks of mysterious substance churn through the murky water as you sail in. New map. Okay. You see there are many people in this town. All of them look either down on their luck or willing to take advantage of those who are down on their luck. As odd as like unwelcoming as Saltmarsh can sometimes be, this place looks much worse. And I believe some of you did a check last session, learned that this place, or actually Lucky told you, this place used to be a wonderful and extravagant getaway, and it looks like that is long since not the case. You are brought into port here as the captain remarks that he must speak with the harbor master and disembarks, and you are all left to go where you would like. And that does make me wonder, were you provided instruction of any kind? I don't remember if I gave you any.
I don't believe we were.
Yeah, I assume that we were told the name of the noble that is wanting the investigation.
I believe you were. And if nobody wrote it down, that's not my fault.
Hey. DM, that's my character knowledge.
We're looking for the Chancellor, whatever the Chancellor's name is. I do not know.
Yeah. I believe I fumbled and said Chancellor, but Counselor. But yes. Yeah. I believe the name you were given was Thornwell. Does that sound familiar to you guys? Great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure
Yeah.
does.
Sure does.
Well, I know who it's supposed to be. I just don't recall if any of you looked at your contract or actually figured out who you're talking to. I'm pretty sure you did.
Whisper Jar.
It sounds like a Noel thing, yeah.
Yeah, and Noel did hand the contract to Zashel, who did look over it despite his distraction,
Right.
and would have paid attention.
Okay. Let's make that check for the whisper jar.
Oh shit! I always forget. What check is this? Hold on.
I think it's history.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Can I help with
DC,
that,
yeah.
or is it a lore thing specifically?
This is the lore monger thing.
Okay, cool.
Hey, all right, great. Thornwell is one of the elected counselors of the Styes, a powerful mage, not an artificer, not a potioneer, not an alchemist, very unlike much of the industry here in the city, and she has been a what's the word? Standard figure within the council for several elections.
Fire spreads around.
As as they're kind of like discussing all this stuff as we're disembarking, I just I tip the captain a gold piece and just thank them for their service.
Okay, cool. Where would you like to go to begin your investigation?
Before we head off the ship, would anybody like to lay claim to any of these magic items, or shall I just hold all of them in this new, quite beautiful bag of holding?
I mean, we can still keep them in the hoard, but if nobody has any objections to these beautiful glasses, I'd be happy to hold on them.
I'll hand the glasses over.
Yep. We should definitely not keep the new bag of holding in the other bag of holding unless we want to destroy part of the styes. So,
Not
if
yet.
somebody would like to carry them, carry it.
Not me. I already have a bag, and that would do the same thing.
Yep.
I
And
can hold on to it.
Oh, perfect. I was going to say, I believe Null is also carrying something similar. So
There's a lot of bag of holdings in this party.
Did Krellick get one? Did we keep it?
He was buried with it. Well,
Oh,
yeah.
good.
I guess wherever his body is.
That wasn't a bag of holding.
It's a bag of rope holding.
Bag of rope holding.
Still very important.
A lot of rope in there.
It got us through basement.
They were speaking. The captain was speaking to the quartermaster or the harbor master, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to just walk to the harbor master and just ask them. We're looking for council member Thornwell. Do you know where we might find them?
All right. You follow the captain to the harbor master's quarters. She is a broad, strong, but very disinterested-looking half-orc woman, who has a number of associates with her, also similarly bully-ish in their appearance, and she said, and you specify the name of the counselor, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just want to make sure. Yeah. She looks at you, kind of regards you and your form some, and kind of huffs and points out her window towards a tower that is just bordering. It's over here. Now up, and I'll just say up in this up northeastern quarter is where all the smokestacks and factories appear to be. So it stands out quite significantly against the skyline. An outrageously tall, thin, and sinister-looking black and red tower reaches up into the clouds.
That doesn't look ominous or anything at all. Anything we should know about them?
Some say her tower's haunted by demons or something. She opens portals into the hells.
Well, then I'll fit right at home. I will toss them a gold on their desk.
It is quickly snatched and pocketed. Word of advice. Folks around here will do nearly anything for something shiny as this.
That's very good advice. I'll give him a nod and step out or turn to the others and point to the building that was shown to me. That's where the council member is. If we're looking to go there immediately.
Seems the best plan, I think. We will need to secure lodging at some point, but perhaps they can recommend something when we know where this whole investigation will be taking place. I assume this council person, Thornwell. I assume Thornwell will have some thoughts on where we should begin our investigation.
The harbor master did mention a bit of local lore about our council member. Apparently, there's word of demons and portals and the like.
Is there a reason you are smiling?
Well, if it's correct, then it's good for business, my business. And if it's not, that's just interesting.
Whoever's standing close to me, I'll just lean over. Have we inquired about her business?
She's like a reaper or something, isn't she?
That would explain more than anything else.
You guys begin crossing town to try to. It is easy enough to reorient yourself against the skyline, seeing this tower much higher up than any of the other structures in the area, and even some of the major structures to the northeast. This is still significantly taller than. And as you're walking, you pass a couple of gentlemen in extravagant clothing, draped lazily over their shoulders, who walk past you, very clearly take note of you, and as they walk past, say, you wouldn't happen to be travelers, would you? Out of towners, you look.
Who's asking?
Oh, my name is Nakari. This is my good friend Nicholas. We know that this place is sometimes quite hostile to newcomers. If you'd like, we offer a service where we take people around and show them some of the more hospitable locations in the city, act as guides.
Inside check.
Sure.
Not that I'm going to believe it anyways, honestly.
That seems like something that they would be indeed capable of doing.
No sense of like an ulterior motive outside of money.
It seems like they stand out quite a bit against the backdrop of poor, squalorly living here. If they want money, they probably have it. But money seems to be in scarcity here. If this sounds like a highly profitable proposition for them, you know.
When you say show us around, is there a way you can just give us the information for ourselves?
Well, we could just share with you at a discount.
Sure. What is the discount?
Ordinarily, folks of your sort, he looks you up and down. He says, offer some premium rate of 100 gold a day to escort you around and keep you out of trouble the best we know how. But say 10 gold a question.
Right, right.
It is high demand and high quality information.
Just looking at it, you can't tell that.
Your offer is generous, but we have an appointment. Thank you anyway.
Why don't you let us know where we can find you, should we decide we need your services in the future?
Certainly. He reaches into his pocket and produces a business card and flicks it to you.
I'll take it. Well, it was lovely meeting you. I'm sure you have business to attend to, as we do.
We would certainly be willing to help as much as we possibly could for, the right price. It is not often we get travelers around here anymore.
We hear that everywhere we go, it seems.
Zashel. Sorry,
Yes.
not Zashel. Vicaris. Vicaris, could I have 10 gold, please?
Sure. I will give him 10 my own gold. Excuse me, here.
I toss the gold in my hand a bit. Make sure that they can see it and say,
Mhm.
"What can you tell us about Council Member Thornwell?"
Oh.
Something
Uh,
that most people don't know.
he extends his hand.
I drop 5 coins in.
He says, some say she deals in darker arts, opens the ways to the lower planes. She keeps to herself, seems very powerful. But I found her to be an incredible council member, always taking the greater interest of the city overall. And I've been on the property a time or two. I haven't seen anything particularly sinister.
Oh, so you would consider yourselves friends?
Generous acquaintances. I don't believe Councillor Thornwell has many friends.
I drop the rest of the coins in their hand.
He grins and rolls them between his fingers and pockets them. Any other ways we might be of service?
Perhaps another time we have your card, we can contact you should we need a guide.
He bows as does Nick, and they tip their hats and say, "Well, can't say we didn't warn you. Good luck." And they walk.
As they pass on, I'll say, I don't think that they would. I mean, obviously, you can't trust people like that, as far as you can throw them, but it's good to have local contacts. We should keep them in mind.
Yes, I actually think they may come in handy once we have begun our actual investigation, but I thought perhaps speaking to this Thornwell might be the most prudent thing.
Absolutely. But it is good to know who you're meeting before you're meeting them.
Agreed.
I think I was mostly concerned with showing us around. Sounds a lot like bringing us to a trap. So, although I do appreciate them for information, I do not plan on spending any time with them or following them to any second location.
I think they're probably mostly harmless. After all, if the two of them thought they could fuck with all of you,
I think the best way to harm someone is to appear harmless.
well, shall we?
The tower.
All right. Yes, you approach the tower that has high black walls and swirling red and black stone as its flat surface structure. At the iron gate, you see a very terse-looking, dry, tall, thin gentleman approach to examine all of you. Looking at you under heavy eyelids, he says, "Do you have an appointment?"
I believe we are expected. Please tell the Counselor Thornwell that the envoys from Seaton are here.
Do you have a letter?
Did we actually get one from the Duke?
I thought we did.
You at least have your contract.
Yeah, that'll work.
He examines for a moment, passes it back to you through the bars, and then opens the gate for you. As you pass under, Lauren, you catch just out of the corner of your eye, above you, you see the glint of something glassy suspended in the stone above. And upon passing under the gate, a lot of things just stop working. Arcane devices, spellcrafting tools, instruments, suddenly shut down. The gate is closed behind you, and this gentleman escorts you towards the tower.
Is Betty still walking?
Nope.
I try to summon a dagger.
That does not work.
My hair falls flat.
Okay, cool. We continue on. Well, I mean,
Yeah, Yop doesn't. Yop's trying to get Betty up.
Do you pick her up, or?
No, I'm trying the normal things, mending and whatnot, to figure out what's going on.
She appears inert.
All right, I'd like to make a check to see if I can't figure out what's happening.
Make an Arcana check. Incredible.
Jesus Christ.
Though a technological wonder, she's still fundamentally arcane. And it would appear that the arcane charges that keep her powered and active have at least been temporarily entirely stalled.
Is everything okay?
No, it is not. And I will start dragging Betty outside the gate.
The gate is shut. The butler says, "Is there something the matter?"
Open this fucking gate.
There is clearly something the matter. our companion walked through the gate and is now incapable of walking.
Mistress Thornwell has deep regard for her own
Open
safety.
this fucking gate.
We are appreciative of the counselor's concerns, which is why my companion here would like to take our other companion back where she may function again.
He goes to the gate and opens it.
All right, I drag Betty through it.
All right, and he shuts it behind you.
Can I get her back up now?
Yes. As soon as she walks back under the threshold, she becomes active again.
All right, fantastic.
All right, so you're sitting outside?
Yep.
All right, great. He speaks through the bars to you and reminds you, per your contract, there is an expectation of discretion. And takes everyone else towards the tower. Mhm.
Before he does that, are we certain we want to leave her there?
I think Yop of all of you is more than capable of taking care of herself.
Okay.
Yop, will you be all right?
Oh, I'll be just fine.
Would you prefer if somebody stayed?
No, by all means. Go talk with the council person. Send
Okay.
her my best.
Spicy.
The butler approaches the tower, which has a smooth surface all around, but as he approaches, he produces an amulet which reveals a door, which is then opened for all of you, and you are brought into the base of a tower room, round, lavishly furnished with black and red furniture, a brilliant orange flame in the fireplace. You are instructed to make yourselves comfortable as the counselor comes to meet you.
Hell yeah. I use Divine Sense in this place, which is not a spell, so I assume it should continue to work.
Let's see. You see that the butler is undead, but you don't see anything else weird.
Okay.
Okay. And a few minutes pass, enough for you to be uncomfortable and begin wondering, like, what is taking so long, when down the stairs, which you now have the attention brought to you, seem to spiral up and up and up into blackness. A very tall, thin woman with slick black hair and red and purple, or red and black leather armor, descends the stairs with her long nailed fingers wrapped around a staff. And she says, "You are the emissaries from Seaton, is that correct?"
That is correct. We represent the Lighthouse Franchise of Acquisitions Incorporated. We have been sent on behalf of Duke Merrick of Seaton to assist you with an issue which you have presented to him. The Duke sends his regrets that he is unable to investigate this issue himself, but urgent matters of state have kept him in Seaton.
She considers this, and you see her knuckles tighten against the black wood of the staff for a moment, and she says, "Very well, if you are trusted by the Duke, then I suppose I can trust you as well. What information do you lack?"
We have only the most basic of understanding that there was an individual who was tried for a series of murders, and that there is some belief that this individual was in fact innocent of these crimes despite their execution. and we are here to investigate this potential miscarriage of justice, to do so quietly and with all
Had a good bit of
both haste and discretion. We know little else, and I am unsure even of the individuals in question's name.
The man's name was Jeremy Lovage.
Jeremy Lovage.
Some weeks ago, bodies were mysteriously found, bloodied, beaten, broken, and severely in mangled repair. These were attributed for some time, due to their similarity in execution, to a sort of urban legend that became the
Go ahead and check.
the lamp. Oh, what was it? The sorry, he has a really he has a name. I gotta remember what it is. I almost said the wrong thing like twice. Yes, okay, I had that right. The Lantern Ghost. Just this last few days, Jeremy Lovage had been found by the city guard and some of the members of the local militia with blood on his hands and a twisted dagger beside him. He was arrested, taken into custody, brought to Nair Hope Asylum, held there without allowance for any guests of any kind, and was voted by the council and by demand of the populace that he be executed. He was hung just yesterday. Following his death, however, there was another who was similarly returned, a corpse that washed in the river, following the description of the Lantern Ghost's own victims. This is something only I and some of the other members of council happen to know. It was kept from the public. I wish very dearly to have justice brought to the true murderer, and that Jeremy be vindicated in his death. There is, however, political interest. I know that there is tension between myself and the other council members, and to work against them and their decisions is to my deep disadvantage. If I am to be known to be related to an investigation concerning Lovage's death, and possibly the framing, and possibly his framing, I would find myself at greater odds with my fellow council members. I am not to be known to be related to this investigation per contract, and any other relating information that might indicate what is the true Lantern Ghost will be compensated for.
If you would clarify one thing, we are to bring all of this information to you, not to reveal it to the public.
Those both hit.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay.
Alright, you gotta do 10 damage. Alright, this thing shattered.
Have there been any further killings besides the one?
Fortunately, none so far.
And we looking at actually, I'll ask
Yes,
do you is there a map where there's the location of the killings marked on them, or can that be provided?
cursed.
No such record has been kept.
Give it an hour or so.
It was found irrelevant. The victims were all indeed entirely separate, unrelated in any fashion. It was only the manner of death that was identifiable.
What happened to the remains of Mr. Lovage?
Likely taken to the mortuary. However, since the import of some of the manufacturing facilities in the Alchemist's Quarter, much of our burial land has turned to the unholy, and many now are, rather than interred, cremated.
What do you mean unholy?
There have been instances in the past of the earth being so affected by the pollution that the dead have taken themselves from the grave. They have been, those that have appeared in this fashion have been handled with the utmost care and removal as best could be managed at the time. But since then, we have turned away from burial.
And the dagger?
I don't know that it has been kept in any fashion. Nothing of it seemed particularly interesting. I had opportunity to examine it myself and did not find anything of value to it.
The how many victims did you say there were, including the one which washed up after Lovage was arrested?
After he was arrested?
Including that one.
Oh, okay.
I just meant total.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. She provides a number.
Okay.
Yes.
So then asking for a list is probably going to
Yes, yeah, that is not helpful. Particularly because again, like, this is an instance of like speak with dead will be of no use to y'all.
yeah, they've been cremated. There's yeah. But even from a more investigative standpoint, like speaking to their families might be
You can assume that based on the fact that this has been ongoing, those people have already been spoken to in some fashion. Any information that would be relevant would be provided to you, but there isn't really anything.
Is cremation the rule for? I forgot the word for it, but the end state for other bodies, or was someone in particular interested in ensuring that this body was cremated?
It is our custom now for security and safety, although it is possible that if it were the case that Lovage were framed for these murders, it would be quite understandable that the body would be disposed of as quickly as possible.
Myself exactly. Where was this body cremated? Or rather, who was in charge?
That would be at the mortuary, which happens to be owned by another council member. Her name is Slyris.
What do you know of Therish? Or rather, what are you willing to tell us?
Say that again, Doug?
You know about this person, or rather, what are you willing to tell us?
She is somewhat a selfish individual. Mysterious, secretive, and I found her to be quite devious in her own right. But I don't know that she would have anything to gain from framing anyone for murder.
I don't necessarily suspect her. I just see it as the potential first step. And there's a chance that it's not even her, but somebody who may have bribed or are working with or called in a favor.
Precisely. Again, I am not to be referred to in any degree in this investigation.
Of course. No, we can simply see them on the merits of their job. Nothing to do with you.
She nods.
Are there any local law enforcement or guards that were involved in this that we should speak to?
Constable Jute is responsible for the militia. She might have more information, though, as I have said, I have not made my own personal inquiries.
She's is she human?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She looks aged, but does not like show her age, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
She looks like she could very likely be much older than she appears.
I just kind of like look around the room for a moment. What exactly is it that you do here, counselor?
I study.
Go on.
You being a counselor, is this your only form of income?
I have had my time as an academic that has proven to be quite profitable. I maintain my position on the council for the opportunity to navigate the political sphere in a way that best suits myself and my own interests, as anyone would.
Of course.
I've heard those interests involve, I use the infernal word for devil and demon.
She raises an eyebrow, and she says, few speak languages of that kind.
Just has me curious is all.
If you wish to speak of rumors about myself, I can assure you that any of my own examinations of the farther realms is purely from a research perspective. I do not overreach.
Can I take that?
Yeah, sure. Many have come before me and have trusted in their own abilities beyond their own capability.
I may ask, what is your particular interest in this matter? I mean, other than, I suppose the better, is there a particular interest other than seeking the correct killer? Why your particular interest in exonerating this man?
It may very well be that one of my fellow counselors, who has become quite troublesome for me in his own right, it should come. It should become it should become evident, possibly, that he might know more about this, or might be further behind this than he has let on so far. If any information you provide ended by indicating his involvement, that would be a tremendous boon for me and my ventures.
In your opinion, who has the most to gain from framing this man?
That I do not know.
What else can you tell us about him? Why this man as the victim of this potential miscarriage in justice? What is it about him that made him a target, or is it simply...
Perhaps it was the wrong place at the wrong time. He has only one remaining family member, and her pleas for justice have gone nearly entirely unheard.
Do you have any connection to this family?
I do not, though I do know the sister's name, Eleanor. Do you have any further questions?
I assume that we will receive a copy of any documents pertaining to this particular matter that may already exist, reports from the militia, those sorts of things, or have you already given us their contents?
I have provided what I know, but I have kept no formal record.
Not.
If we should need to speak again in the future,
It is already the case that your appearance is striking. Seeing you within entering or exiting from my home should raise suspicion. Should you all be capable in some fashion of artificially altering your appearance, by that matter you should be welcome back, and we may speak again.
perhaps we'll need to use a servant's entrance, as the front door apparently renders many things incapable of providing that benefit.
Within the gate you should be unknown. It is coming to the gate that would require disguise.
This is nothing but a small task for us, eh? We can assure you that your privacy and striking appearance will be taken care of.
Your discretion is appreciated and shall be well compensated. You all good?
Mm-hmm.
Can't think
I
of
don't have
anything
any other
right now,
questions that would
but,
help the situation.
Oh God.
I will do this though. While she is in the room, I'll use another divine sense to see if she triggers anything.
No.
Okay, cool.
We'll do this very, very quickly. But while you are all inside, Yop, you are just sitting outside the gate. Yeah.
No.
What are you doing?
Yop has gone off to purchase some supplies. She would like to buy a, under the circumstances, a plank of wood and some paints.
Okay. You can spend a couple silver for that.
Great. Yop is making a sign that reads, arcane items will not work beyond this gate.
Oh, God.
You begin setting up this sign, and a dark-haired little halfling woman in long robes approaches you from the street, and she says, "What you doing?"
I'm putting up a sign.
"Oh, you don't look like you're from around here."
Yop continues to put up the sign.
"Would you like some help?"
No, thank you. I'm perfectly capable of hanging a sign.
All right. She begins to walk away just as the butler opens the gate and directs everyone else outside. Zashel, you immediately catch the sight of the back of the head of someone very familiar. Your younger sister is walking down the road away from Yop.
What? Wait.
She turns and sees you, gasps and grins, and runs over to you and like throws her arms around your knees.
Zashel will very awkwardly reach down and hug his sister. What are you doing in this? What are you doing here?
Oh, purification? She kind of points towards the smoking factories.
I don't understand, but I'm sorry. I'm being rude. This is Vicaris and Yop and Lucky and Lauren and Null and Vestra. This is one of my younger sisters. This is Kithri.
No, no, I'm so sorry. I was so rude. I'm so sorry.
She laughs and waves a hand and goes to shake each of your hands in the order that Zashel introduced you all.
As she shakes my hand, I say, "I love a reunion episode."
I don't know what you mean. And we'll call it there for now.
That was unexpected.